Merħba lura fil-programm Maltese DownUnder. Fit-taqsima li miss Mark Avellino ser laqana ma' Jamie Chetchuti, il-President tal-George Cross, klab tal-futbol fis-subborg tas-Sunshine fil-Victoria.
Sunshine George Cross have a long and proud history in Victorian football. Today we're speaking with Jamie Chetchuti, the president of the club. Are you able to tell me a little bit of a history on George Cross from its origins?
Back in the day, it was a Maltese club that was proud to be playing in the red and white strip, representing Malta. They used to get a lot of spectators at the grounds, 15, 20,000. In the NSL days, they've had some great players coming through the club. You know, big names, the Foster brothers, John Markowski, Lawrence Kidner, Paul Trimboli. Probably the biggest name in today's soccer is Kevin Muscat, the Melbourne Victory coach. He was a long-serving junior and a senior player at our club, and up to today we're that proud of him on where he's achieved and where he's gone with his football career. And he's part of us as well.
Do you think that the culture of the Maltese, the hard-working, kind of attitude of the Maltese, kind of helped to sort of establish the club in the early days?
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I'm probably a little bit young, but the stories I've heard of people and what they've done for this club, actually building the club rooms brick by brick, all getting together, working bees, all voluntary work, building our club rooms, doing the ground. It's unbelievable what they put into this club over the years.
I know that, during the 70s and 80s, the club moved around to a few different locations, and obviously, you got to Chaplain Reserve in the 80s.
Yeah, in the 80s, yep.
Yeah. So we've found that moving around from venue to venue, and I guess trying to find a home.
Yep.
What sort of impact do you think that had on the way the club performed at different stages over the last 20 years?
Back in the day, it doesn't matter where George Cross played, they were always powerful, and they always had the supporters following them through the Maltese community. They always had big numbers at games. The best thing the club ever done was buy Chaplain Reserve, because it's been a great investment for the club, and it's going to build a secure future for the next 60 years for the club as well.
I understand that it's recently been sold and you're still sort of determining your final home.
Yep.
But do you feel that it's with a little bit of sadness to eventually leave this venue with all this history?
Oh, look, no doubt it'll be sad to leave Chaplain Reserve, but the club's got to move with the times as well, and the history's always history. The history will always come with the club. So what you're seeing here, he's always going to be at our new club anyway, and it's always going to be talked about, and there was always good times in the history. But unfortunately, we've got to move with the times and go on to bigger and better things.
Is the ambition to make your way back into NPL?
Yes.
Ultimately?
Yeah. When it's the right time, we've developed the right kids and built a side to get into the NPL, and we're structurally, financially ready to go back into the NPL. I have no doubt that we'll be back in the top league.
I was thrilled when I was looking through the team list to see a couple of Maltese names in there. But amongst all of that, to see like African names, Muslim names, just all Italian surnames in there. How does it make you feel to sort of see the club so integrated into the community around here?
Well, that's a way of life today. You've got to integrate the kids with other nationalities. That's how we try to stop all the violence around the world. So if we've got different nationalities in our club, that's one way of helping the world getting better.
If you were to kind of just think back to the past a little bit, and you hear these stories about Green Gully and George Cross playing the derby, the local derby, and stuff. We spoke to Green Gully recently, and they retold a few stories about those games. It'd be interesting to hear your side of those sort of stories.
Well, if those stories went on today, the RSPCA would shut the clubs down in 5 minutes. Because back in the day there was chickens thrown on the field, there was wild little piglets thrown on the field. It's just one of those things that when the two clubs got together, everyone wanted to be there because they knew something was going to happen.
Do you think that they were like good-natured, or was there a bit of malice behind the?
There's always a little bit of rivalry, but this day and age, I don't think there's any rivalry between Green Gully and George Cross, right? Because like I said, new people have gone in. Multicultural kids have come through the clubs. And back in the day, it was, the Maltese club is playing the Maltese club. Where now, it's mellowed down a little bit. I'm not saying if we were to play Green Gully, it wouldn't be a big rival match, but this day and age, I doubt that very much.
Yeah, I think the great thing about it is to have two of the survivors, two clubs that are proximity so close to each other, that have a long history, and having that connection with the Western Suburbs and how the Western Suburbs has really changed. I think it's great to see that they're still surviving, they're still there, know, and I think that both clubs seem to be moving with the times and with the changes in their local area.
Yeah, look, if you don't move with the times and the changes, that's one reason why we have to move out of Chaplin, is because we need a new neighbourhood where there's new generation coming through. Sunshine's an olden area. We would have loved to stay at Chaplin, but unfortunately, where our juniors are based, that's where the growth for kids and the corridor for to develop good players.
When I know that you've got the facility in Caroline Springs where the juniors, and is it under 20s there as well? Or?
No, it's just from our small-sided right through to our 18s at Brookside Reserve.
So does that give you a whole catchment that you can pull from that other clubs are maybe not getting players from, or is that?
No, look, there's still a lot of strong clubs in Caroline Springs, but the move for our juniors to go up there was the best move that probably the club's chosen for a long, long time, because as soon as we went into the Caroline Springs, it's a corridor that's just growing and growing and growing. So from one stage to another, from Caroline Springs all the way to Gisborne, all the way to Ballarat, we've got kids coming to our club.
So it just means it has an expansion block,
it's a very big expansion block where kids come in.
Do you think that just the name alone helps to attract players to the club?
Well, it's one of the oldest clubs, in the history of football. So, it's been around. People Google it, people read up about it. Mate, a lot of big name players come out of this club.
One of the most successful periods for the club was 1964, where the club won the Australia Cup against Leichhardt. Could you tell us a little bit about what you know about that?
Well, look, what I've been told by old patrons that still come to the club. It was the biggest win the club's ever had in its entire history. The crowd was unbelievable. I think we won 3-2 on the day. And people still talk about it till today, 45 years later, 50 years later, that it was an unbelievable achievement that the club had got to.
What do you think sort of was part of the reason for the success? Was that a particularly successful period, like in the years leading up to that cup, as far as you know? Or?
Leading up to the success was probably the support of the spectators. The people that played for the club played from the heart.
Sunshine George Cross, a club with a proud history and a really exciting future. The next few years, who knows what will happen, but one thing for sure is it's got a future and it's going to be here to stay.